Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday and welcome back to another live. How are you? I hope that you are doing well. So glad to be back on here with you guys. Listen, there is so much to talk about, and if you have any questions, again, feel free to put them in the chat box below. I'll be happy to answer them. We're talking about everything to do with manifestation, spirituality, energy work. So again, questions are welcome, comments are welcome, and I will be happy to share any insights or knowledge that I have. But I just want to start off by saying I know that there is a lot going on in the world today, and it feels really, really heavy, and the collective is really suffering. Obviously, I'm talking about the fires that have happened in LA. And obviously, my heart goes out to everybody that was affected or impacted in any way. I think it's important that during this time we keep an open mind. And I know a lot of the narrative is that, a lot of these people are wealthy, they can just rebuild or stuff like that. But for a person who knows a lot of wealthy people, you don't know what their path to wealth looks like, right? Some of this have taken years, some of it has taken generations. So it's always best to not judge without knowing all of the facts and the circumstances to begin with. Let me just move you back a little bit. Okay, so I kind of want to dial this back. And if you're in the Sovereign Circle broadcast channel, which is free here on Instagram, if you click my link, you will know that I predicted these fires. And I want to just touch on that a little bit. So I said this probably a couple months ago. I think it was in the summer of 2024 that I had predicted was it the summer? I think it was summer to like late fall. I had predicted it, and I had said that, I gave the location. I said that it was somewhere tropical and hot, sunny and bright, and I thought it was in the US, and I had amounted it to be in Hawaii. And I had also given you a time frame of like 6 months to 1 year. And a lot of other people have predicted these fires as well. We can see that online. A lot of people are sharing other intuitives or mentors or scientists who have also predicted these wildfires. And I think it's important to note and to talk about, what does that look like, and what can I share more about predictions for you to help you better understand like what you can do and how predictions kind of work. And I've talked about this before, but I think it's important to just continually talk about it, help shift the narrative, and help inform people of like what this really looks like. So let's just start with like what happens when you get a prediction, or when I get a prediction, right? A prediction like this, it's because I'm getting a prediction, and I predicted like the war in Palestine, I predicted the floodings, I predicted COVID, I predicted all of these things that impact the collective as a large. And why am I able to predict things like that? I'm able to predict things that impact the collective because not only am I part of the collective, but I'm in tune with the consciousness of the collective and the planet. So I'm in tune to a higher vibration and a higher frequency, which therefore allows me to connect to this type of energy and see these worldwide events that are going to happen or take place in the future. Now, why are the predictions not certain and accurate? For example, why did I say Hawaii instead of LA? It's twofold, right? A lot of it is because I've never physically been to all the countries in the entire world, right? So you have to kind of, when you get the vision, they only show you, or spirit just shows you some aspects of the geographic location, right? So they may show you that it's really bright and sunny. They may show you that there is palm trees. They may show you that there are some rural areas. There are some flat areas. And this is typically what I had seen in that vision that I had saw for this prediction. And then I amounted it to Hawaii because I saw the palm trees. It looked very tropical, it looked very lush, it looked very green, it looked very, abundant. And I thought, okay, well, maybe, Hawaii had the fires before, so maybe it's along the same lines. So that's kind of how the predictions work. They are not clear cut. They are not a 100% vision. Like if you were watching TV, you would see everything that's happening or playing out. It's very much like a broken telephone, which I've shared with you before, right? You're left as the reader or the intuitive, you're left to help put together a lot of the pieces. And sometimes you put them together correctly. Sometimes you put them together not that great, right? So it depends. And, you know, the time frame was accurate that I gave. And I don't know. It's just like, what can you do with this vision? Like, if you were on that broadcast channel, and I talked about the same thing when I predicted the shooting in Georgia, right? And I said, what can people do about this? Like, what can you do when you hear these predictions? And the thing that I think that you can do is acknowledge it and have it in your awareness. I think that is the most important things that you can do. And we can see this as it played out with the fires, that some people had taken note of some of the predictions, and they had sprinklers attached. They had a water hose. They had a water reservoir. They had, backup plans. I saw one girl who had made a video, and she had like a whole fire backpack that was ready to go. So it's like, you can do small things, and because these things are in your awareness and they're in the back of your mind, and you have this situational awareness, you're ready to just act, right? So again, that's the thing that I would encourage the most of you to try to do when you hear predictions like this. Acknowledge it and be like, okay, this intuitive or this person has told me that, there's a possibility of wildfires in the next 6 months to 1 year. What can I do? What can I actively do, right? You can make the fire backpack, I'm just saying, right? It doesn't need to be something elaborate or expensive. You can just take small actions, right? You can have, I don't know, make sure you have flashlights, or make sure you have batteries or a radio or something like that. So again, a lot of people don't even have the awareness of situational awareness of what's going around them. A lot of people have not even paid attention to the predictions. I have, if you've watched the lives, then I've made a lot of predictions for the rest of 2025. And as we can see, sorry, let me just fix the lighting. As we can see, things are not going that great. And the rest of my predictions for 2025 were not that great as well, right? They were, if you go back in the lives, I've talked about it before, they were only just getting started. So there's a lot more to come, and I want you to take heed of these predictions and these things that other scientists, intuitives, and mediums, teachers are trying to get you to draw your attention to and to pay attention to, because they are very important. If you are not in my free broadcast channel, please join it. It is free. Like I mentioned, just click the link on bio. It's called Sovereign Circle. I post a lot of deeper insights and knowledge in there. I also share my predictions. That's where I posted about the wildfires. And that's also where I posted about the shooting in Georgia. So again, join the channel. It doesn't hurt. You don't have to do anything. You just get notifications. You can heart, like, comment. No, I don't think you can comment, but you could heart and like certain things, right? It's low effort for you, and it's completely free. So again, it's for your benefit. I would join it. Okay. So let me know if you guys have any questions. So we talked about these predictions, right? And I just kind of want to dial it back and talk about also, I've mentioned that a lot of things are going to happen to the new year. And I want to take the time right now to tell you, like, a lot of you are not where you need to be for this year, okay? A lot of people did a lot of groundwork in 2024 and they are prepared for 2025, but a lot of you are not, and it shows. And the way that we are going to move forward now in the year is going to be very, very critical and crucial for you. You need to learn new skills, right? You need to learn new skill sets. You need to learn how to pivot. And I'm saying this as someone who has gone through these things where I've had to pivot many times in my life. A lot of you have known my story. I literally moved to the US, started law school, met my twin flame all in 1 week, had a spiritual awakening, and it was complete chaos. And I had to pivot. There's a lot of things that I had to put on hold, right? I had to put my legal career on hold. I had to put different versions and aspects of my life on hold in order to step into other aspects, like this business, for example. And some of you are going to have to learn how to pivot, and some of you are going to have to learn new skills. we are no longer competing with other people in 2025, right? We're no longer competing with other people for jobs. We're no longer competing with other people for creativity. We're competing with technology and AI. So that's a very, very different field and a very different type of knowledge and skill set. So you need to make sure that you are going to stay adapt and that you're able to learn these new skill sets and able to market yourself so that you're able to provide for your family. Inflation is going to be increasing, okay? We've already seen this. The cost of living is getting higher, food is getting higher. It's going to be increasing a little bit more. So again, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? How will you survive? That's what I'm trying to get at. A lot of people will not be surviving in the coming years. A lot of people will not be able to survive in the coming years. You think God is going to go out and come and save everybody? If that was the case, then a lot of the people who died in the flooding, a lot of people who died during COVID would still be alive, right? Not everyone's going to make it. So again, you really need to think, how can you become more self-sufficient? How can you pivot? And how can you get your life going? Sorry, I just want to I have the natural lighting going, but I feel like it's dropping. It's too gray outside. But again, you need to make sure that you pivot, and you need to make sure that you're able to actually... Sorry guys, I just put like a ring light on. Just trying to... There, that's better. You need to make sure that you're able to pivot. You're going to have to make sure that you're able to adapt, and you're going to have to make sure that you survive, okay? So this looks different for everybody. You really need to take... I don't like that. You really need to take into consideration what is going to happen and what you're going to do, okay? I know that's a lot, and I know that's overwhelming, but that's just where we are at. We are drastically changing. The earth has been around for a very long time, right? Mother Nature and earth has been around for a very long time, but here we are on earth, and as a collective, it's all very new, right? The way that it's shifted is all very new, and it's going to continue to change. So it's time to really step up. It's time to become more aware of what's going on. It's time that we actually, find ways to adapt to these changes, because we are not adapting to it, and we can see that with these natural disasters. I've also shared in my predictions that there's going to be a lot of more natural disasters. So now that you're hearing this, you need to think, okay, do I live in somewhere that's going to be impacted? Some of you do. I know you do, right? So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like, it's really, really time to become aware and become alert and feel the urgency behind this. A lot of you live your life and there's no urgency to it. There's no urgency to it. You just wake up every day, you go about your day, you come home, hi, yeah, hee. Where's the urgency? There was stuff you needed to do 2-3 weeks ago and you still haven't done it. Where is the urgency? There is none. So again, you really, really need to start waking up. And a lot of people in the collective are going to start to wake up moving forward. And we've already seen this shift. And what I want to talk about next is something that I've shared with you before, but I want to talk about it again because I think it's important. And it is what happens when you start to awaken. Hi Visu L, how are you? _L, how are you? I want to talk about what happens when you awaken, and I want to talk about your gifts that come online and what that looks like and what that feels like, because for a lot of people, it's going to feel very foreign. It's going to feel very new, and you're not going to know what to do with it. Okay. So again, I've talked about the numerous gifts that come online when your crown chakra opens. And a lot of this is in the forms of dreams and visions and psychic abilities and different kind of things like that, right? So I'm just going to take off the light. It's really bothering me. So what does that look like? And how can you navigate these gifts? it will feel like when your gifts come online, it will feel like like you're going a little bit crazy. It will feel like it is borderline a mental illness, right? And I'm not a health professional, so obviously if you think you have a mental illness, consult a health professional. But it will feel very like out of this world. And the thing is that it is like that. I remember early on in my journey, I would be driving down the street and I would be talking on the phone with my twin flame, and then all of a sudden I would get here like, brick walls, or like lots of cats, or cobblestone walkways, or you're walking with your mother. And this is while I'm driving, right? So imagine how like bombarded you are and overwhelmed that this is happening while you're driving and also talking on the phone, and you're like not even thinking these things. So again, it's very sporadic in the beginning when your gifts come online, and it's very like overwhelming. And what you need to really do is try to control it and have power over it, and have the strength and the ability to be in control of your gifts, and to have it and use it come online when you need it to, right? It's not in the beginning, it comes online all day, every day. Like you're going to be hearing shit, seeing shit, like it's just intense, right? But you really need to dial it in, and you really need to gain control of it. Let me know if you guys have any. Uh-oh, wait, did I just pause this? No, it's okay. So let me know if you guys have any questions. But again, it comes online very much all at once, and you need to distinguish which gift is which. How do I use each gift? When do I use it? What does each gift look like? I have a whole live where I talked about this in a lot of detail, so go back through the lives and watch that, right? Through the lives, you're going to be able to start to piece together the information and to see how things are really going to start to play out for you. So the lives are very important that you come and bring your questions as well. Okay, let me see if there's any questions. So again, you guys, you want to really like pay attention to what is happening in your body and in your mind and in your dream state. For a lot of people, the dream state is going to become very, very active. You need to start paying attention to your dreams and what's happening and what's being shown to you. Dreams and visions that come in the dreams are very different. I've talked about this so many times. It is more detailed, it is more accurate. You have to know how to distinguish between a dream and a vision. A lot of people can't even do that. So again, there's a lot of work to be done, especially when it comes to your gifts. You really need to start training with this. This is moving forward, this is a spiritual war, right? They are at war for your consciousness. It is a war on consciousness, and you need to maintain power and control of your own consciousness. A lot of you cannot even do that. You're glued to your phones and scrolling and taking in ideas and telling people, telling you to vote for and think and feel and do. You don't even know when a thought pattern or thought form is actually your own. You don't even know. You're not even sovereign enough to think for yourself. That's why I'm telling you, join the sovereign circle, right? You're not even sovereign enough to think for yourself. So you need to figure this out. You really need to step it up and move into this where you are in control of your own thoughts and what's happening and your own consciousness. A lot of you are not. Your consciousness can be hijacked at any time. Let me repeat that. Your consciousness can be hijacked at any time because you are not in control of it. And when your gifts come online and when you start to awaken, that is going to make you even more vulnerable because you won't know what's going on and you won't have any idea what to do and you don't know how to control it and you're overwhelmed and you're overstimulated. Then what? Then what? You don't even know who to listen to as a spiritual teacher or coach or mentor. We talked about this last time on the live where I was saying, going through all the manifestation lists, and I was showing you how incorrect most of them were. How much more details involved. and you were just blatantly listening to anybody who provides something online. It's going to get more complicated in the coming years. This year, you will start to see it, and you will start to feel it, and you will remember this live, and you will be like, damn, she was right. And you will still be left behind if you have done nothing to protect your consciousness. Like, that should really be hitting hard what I am saying right now to some of you. Is it? Let me know. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Okay. I don't want to keep this live too long. I know there's a lot going on. I know a lot of people are very busy, and a lot of people have family and friends that they need to check in with in LA, and I understand that. But again, I just want to come on and share this with you. Share this with you and tell you that now is the time for you to make some changes. Now is the time for you to step into a higher frequency. Now is the time for you to really acknowledge what is going on and what is happening in this world and what it's really looking like and what are you really going to do about it. There needs to be some accountability. Some of you have no accountability, right? There's no accountability, and that's not okay, because nobody's going to look out for you except yourself. And I'm here to tell you that and to point you in the right direction and tell you that you need to learn to pivot. In almost every area, instances in your life, you need to learn how to pivot and pivot correctly and successfully to ensure your survival. That's basically it, right? I think I've said enough. Listen, I also want to talk about your readings. Book a private reading. I cannot stress this enough. I tell you guys all the time, it is so important that you book a private reading. Why? Because you don't know anything. Let me just say that. You don't know anything. Like, if you see that post that I just made I showed you the list from 2010, and I was talking about all these things that like I knew. And then I was looking back, okay, what would I tell this girl now? I would tell her, like, you don't know anything. What you think you know and you think you see in daily life is nothing compared to what is really actually going on. There is a whole world that you literally... Hi, I am Alvera Guzman. How are you? I've seen your posts. You look so happy. You and your husband. I hope you guys are okay. You guys are in LA, right? Oh my gosh, hope you're okay. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you have any questions. But yes, you guys, you need to really, really get it together. You need to book your private reading. Okay, and I was telling you why this was important. You need to book your private reading so that you have the awareness of what is going on in your life. I will tell you things in your past that will be accurate, that will help you understand how they have shaped your present day and how they are shaping your future. I could read any energy in the present, past, and future. I can show you the doors. And what does that mean? As an intuitive, as a psychic, we see things that you're not able to see, because you're just not there yet. So when I say I'm pointing the doors to you, I'm telling you, listen, this is the door you can walk through. You have free will. You can choose to go through this door and make this decision. And this is the course of your life and how it will happen if you stick to it and if you make the right decisions and if you take these actions, right? It's all up to you. The doors, whether you want to walk through them is your choice. But how can you even walk through them if you can't even see them? How can you walk through them if you can't even see them? You can't. Right? So that's why these readings are important. It's not just to predict your future and to tell you who you're going to marry and how many kids you're going to have. And, you know, it's deeper than that. It's a lot deeper than that. The things that come out in the reading will help you. They will help you in your career, in your love life, in almost every area of your life. It is designed that way. The readings are of the highest frequency. And some of you who had your readings, you know, it's intense. And some of you cannot even handle it. You cannot handle what Spirit has to tell you. Doesn't that tell you something? If you can't handle what Spirit is even trying to tell you. So, book your reading. Now is the time. You can see from this live and everything that I've shared with you that now is the time. So again, make sure you do that, okay? And I hope everybody is safe and with their loved ones and grateful to be alive and grateful that they are in situations that they are in and not in horrendous situations like we've been seeing, you know. So again, let me know if you guys have any questions. If you're watching the replay, let me know if you have any questions. Join our email list. It's completely free. Tap the link in bio. Join the Sovereign Circle broadcast channel. Again, it's completely free. Link in bio. Every link is in bio, you guys. Watch this back on YouTube. You don't have to stare at me talking to you. You can just run it in the background. We're on TikTok. We're on Twitter. And yeah, that's all I want to say to you. And I hope you take this not only as I don't want to use the word warning because it's not a warning. It is a message and it is a call to action. I'd rather you think of it along those terms. And recognize the severity of it. Okay? So let's just leave it as that. I love you and be safe. And I will see you next week, Sunday at 2:00 p.m. for another live. Bring your questions, you guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.